So I already just did a 9.5 minute ab workout from a YouTube video. Now today is my third time doing this ab workout, which I only finished up one. I just did one. The first exercise was the flutter kick, so you won't be seeing me do that one. But I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna do this video. Today's day 3 of doing this ab workout video. Here's my progress now. I've already lost almost 30 pounds in the past 6 months. So now I want to tone everything, tone my stomach, tone my arms, tone these up. And yeah, let's go.
Go ahead and get ready.
So now we're doing...
And begin. Crunch up and try to rotate those shoulders sideways. You want to try to get both those shoulders off the ground as best you can. Nice tight squeeze reaching the outside of that thigh. Try to keep those hips flat on the ground, try not to let them roll. Just keep rotating left to right, reaching across, trying to get a nice tight squeeze of those obliques and those abdominal muscles. Got 2 more on each side.
1.
Nice tight squeeze, keep those abs contracted. And there's your last one right there. Go ahead and let it relax. Next one is going to be the Pilates side hip raise. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Up on that left arm first, on that left side. Try to keep those knees relatively close together. You're going to try to shove those hips up as high as you possibly can. At the same time, pulling that left shoulder down towards that left hip. Get a nice tight squeeze to those obliques. I want those hips drop back down as far as is comfortable, but don't completely touch the ground. You want to keep just a little bit of a hover, and then press them right back up. Nice tight squeeze every single time. Almost done. Just one more. And let it relax. Alright, let's switch it over to the other side. Doing the same exact motion on the right side this time. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bring that hip up nice and high. Same thing, you're going to try to pull that right shoulder down towards that right hip. Get a nice tight squeeze in that oblique. And let that hip drop back down, but don't completely touch. Keep a little bit of a hover and right back up. If you want to make these harder, you can always kick those feet out completely straight, so you're going off of those toes rather than off that knee. Almost done. Just got one more, and let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one. This is the Russian twist. Sitting up on your tailbone for this one.
I did this exercise in the last exercise
Get ready.
I just watched. I'm doing this twice.
And begin. Lean back, keep that chest nice and straight. You want a nice straight line through that torso. Rotating left to right as far as you can. It's more about range of motion than it is about how fast you can do it. Now for the easier version, you can keep your feet on the ground just like we're doing here. Otherwise, if you want to make it more difficult, lean back just a little bit further and get those feet up off the ground so they're actually hovering off the ground just a little bit. Leaning back like that actually makes those core muscles have to work a lot harder to help you keep that balance. Burns more calories and makes it much more difficult to do the motion. Almost done. And let it relax. Alright, moving on to the next one. This is a toe touch crunch. So laying out flat on your back for this one, legs straight up above those hips. Get ready. And begin. Get those legs up there nice and high. Straight up. Don't let them come over top of your stomach. You want them right on top of those hips. Crunch up like you would with a regular crunch, but instead of forward, you want to go straight up like you're trying to touch those toes. The higher you get up towards those toes, the more those abs are going to have to work. Also, make sure as you lean back, you don't let those abdominal muscles release. Almost done. Just one more. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the Pilates leg pulls facing down. Up into that push-up position. Get ready. And begin. Go ahead and get up in that push-up position. Nice straight line from your shoulder all the way down to your ankle. Alternating legs, lifting one then the other. Try to keep those hips as stationary as possible. Now, as you can see here, we're doing our push-up off of dumbbells, and that's just to relieve the tension on your wrist a little bit. A lot of times people have a problem with putting their palm flat down against the ground because that wrist is just a little bit too tight. Not enough flexibility in there for that range of motion. So this just relieves that tension just a little bit. Almost done. Just one more on each side. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one is the Pilates leg pull facing up. This is basically done from a reverse plank.
Visibly heals severe hair damage. Next is hair fix, 99% less hair breakage.
See how much I'm sweating? It's working.
This is basically done from a reverse plank position. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bring those hips up nice and high off the ground. You want to try to keep a nice straight line from that shoulder all the way down to that ankle. Then alternate those legs, trying to keep those hips up nice and high. Trying to not to let them swing left to right as you switch those legs. Just a nice slow fluid motion, nice tight squeeze on that leg. Try to keep that leg as straight as you can as you lift it up. It's going to want to bend on you. Those hamstrings are going to be pretty tight in this position. Just keep that motion going. So have just one more on each leg. Last one. And let those hips drop. Go ahead and let it relax. We're moving on to Pilates toe taps next. So back over onto your back. Get ready. And begin. Those knees come up to that tabletop position. 90-degree on that knee, 90-degree on that hip. Make sure that knee is directly above that hip joint. Doesn't come in any further over top of that stomach. And nice and slow, alternate those legs. Tapping that toe barely to the ground, then coming back up to that tabletop position. Constantly suck that belly button in, down towards your spine, keeping those abdominal muscles nice and contracted. You don't want to have any gap underneath your lower back. You want to have that lower back plastered against that mat. If you need a little bit of help with that, hug those knees into your chest, reset your back, and start right back into this motion. We're almost done, just a few more repetitions. And there's your last one right there. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, moving on to the knee tuck crunches next. This is your last exercise. Get ready. And begin. Come up onto that tailbone. Tuck those knees in nice and close to your chest as you crunch forward. And then lean back, nice straight back as you kick those legs out away from you. Those hands back behind you, there for a little bit of support. If you want to make this exercise more difficult, just lift those hands off the ground. Do this motion just hovering off that tailbone. Makes it much more difficult for those abdominal muscles. Just try to get as much range of motion out of that chest as you can. It's not going to feel like you have a whole lot. So crunch forward as those knees come in. Extend that chest back as you extend those legs out. Just keep that motion going. We've just got a few more to go through. Two left. And let it relax. All right, good job. You completed this workout routine. Go to fitnessblender.com to find out how many calories you just burned. Fitness Blender is 100% free. Help us keep it free by sharing this.
What to do next? no equipment button thigh, which I did that 2 days, or should I try the fat burning cardio? We're gonna try the cardio today. Okay, let's see. Me, like I said before, guys, I used to be 220 pounds when I see my
Hey guys,
weight.
I'm Kelly with fitnessblender.com. We share a new free workout video every Monday morning, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. Today I have a bodyweight only HIIT cardio workout for you. I've included both your warm-up and your cool-down, and I'll show both low impact and advanced modifications all the way through. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, for our cardio warm-up, we're going to be doing 25-second intervals, no rest in between, so a nice quick transition. We're just getting our muscles and our lungs warmed up and ready to work hard. So we're going to start off with just something really basic, just a boxer shuffle. So you don't even have to have your feet leave the ground if you don't want to. I will show, like I said, low impact modifications all the way through. So I want you to focus on pushing yourself, whatever that looks like for you. It's different for each of us, and it's even different for each of us on different days of the week. So be receptive to listening to your body and challenging yourself personally. Don't compare yourself to me or anyone else. Just do the best you can all the way through. All right, next up, we're going to be doing a swing plus a step. So we're going to get our arms in here a little bit. So we're pulling up and then down, up and then down. So just kind of getting upper and lower body warmed up and ready to work today. So you can pick up the pace as you go through all these intervals as your muscles get more warm. Feel free to turn on some music. I know that always makes HIIT less painful. Helps the time fly by. All right, next up we're going to be doing 3 torso twists and a knee. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So try to keep your hips stationary so you're turning just through that torso. And then get your knee up as high as you can. Start to warm up those legs and those hip flexors a little bit. All right, next up we're going to have a standing pike. So we're going to warm up the backs of the thighs and again the upper body. All right, so right here, just switching, alternating back and forth, kicking up as high as you can with a controlled motion, no real swinging. Keep your core nice and tight. All right, in about 5 seconds, we're going to switch to warrior jacks. So right here, going out, lean into each side a little bit, come up overhead, and then just switch sides. Keep your core nice and tight. Got 10 seconds, and we're going to switch to toe touch circles. There's 3 seconds. All right, so hips are feet about shoulder width apart. You're coming down on one side, nice and smooth, and then up on the other, and then reverse that motion. So you should feel this through your lower back. It should feel good, and you should feel it through the backs of your thighs. We're warming up our torso and our hamstrings. All right, next up we're going to be doing butt kickers. All right, so just like it sounds, kicking yourself in the butt. So we're starting to pick up the cardio a little bit, and this time we're warming up the front of our thighs, as well as our lungs. So if you want to, if you have neighbors below you, or if you're just getting started, this isn't really a beginner workout, but if you want to tackle the concept of HIIT, just cut out the jumps. All right, next up we're going to be doing squat. So basic squat, we're going to be doing 20 of these today. So you're starting this motion at your hips, you're sticking your butt out behind you, keep your back nice and flat, and your posture good. So you don't want to be rounding your shoulders or letting your stomach hang out. Try to keep everything nice and tight. Stand up nice and tall. Okay, next up we're going to do a long lunge on just one side of the body. So actually we're going to go back and then forward. So try to, if you need to, you can gather your balance right here before you go into that other lunge. But once you're comfortable, try to use your balance to just go from one lunge to the other. Switch sides. Same thing on the opposite side. Keep it going. Next up, we have a slow burpee. Alright, so right here, doing the slow version of a burpee. So you're just walking into it one step at a time. Make sure you lead with a different leg each time. And then, again, work on picking up the pace as that interval passes. Next up, we have up and over hops. So with the arms, you can do the low impact version like this, or you can start to hop a little bit in between each. So you're picking up the cardio. Pick your poison. All right, next up we've got up and out jacks. So right here, we're going up and then in front. If you want low impact, just go right here, here, and then in front. Just move as quickly as you can. We're already huffing and puffing before the end of the warm-up. You know we're in trouble for that HIIT workout. This is gonna be fun. 3 seconds. All right, next up is a plyo side lunge. So we're going to the side and tap that foot. So side lunge, and tap your foot. And again, you can pick up the pace as you go. 10 seconds left. You can always warm up longer if you feel like you need it. There's never any harm in a longer warm up. All right, so that is our cardio warm up. Keep your feet moving and we'll jump right into that HIIT workout. Today our HIIT workout is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, 3 times through for each exercise. And our first exercise is going to be a jump squat plus a front kick. So starting in about 2 seconds, here we go. So we're exploding upwards as hard as we can, then kick to the front. Jump squat and kick to the front. If you want a low impact version, just go up on your toes and then kick. Squat, up on your toes and kick. So do the hardest version you can for as long as you can. Try to push yourself, 3 seconds. All right, there's one of those down. So keep your feet moving during those breaks. Do at least a boxer shuffle, so make sure you're not holding still. 2, 1, here we go. Jump squat and kick to the front. Try to land soft and smooth. Try to pull in your core and make sure that you're squeezing your glutes. Make sure you're not holding your breath. All right, there's 2 down. 1 more of those to go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Try to push yourself. Go as long as you can before you take a break. It's halfway done with this interval already. 5 seconds. All right, so now we're moving on to the next one. We're dropping down to the ground. We're gonna be doing push-ups. So do the hardest version you can for as long as you can. Here we go. Try to keep a straight line through your body. Try to mind your belly, pull in your core. Keep everything nice and tight. 3 seconds. Woo. Stretch out really quickly. We got 2 more of those to go. You can always hold a plank if you want to while we're down here. Here we go. Make sure you're breathing in and out. Don't hold your breath. 5 seconds left. All right, just 1 more of those to go. This workout is gonna fly right by. It's gonna be a good one, a time saver. 2, 1, start it up. to control that motion. Try to not do any part of it too quickly. Do not cheating through any range of motion. Oh man, when you throw push-ups into hit, it's a killer. Okay, here we go. That almost took me out, I think, already. Okay, so next up we're doing a jumping lunge. So I'll show you a few different ways you can do this to make it easier or harder. Start it up. Here you go is your hardest version. It's right here, going from one to the other. Try to land soft. If you want the second easiest version, split it up in the middle. If you want the easiest version, step back into a lunge. And you can even do this shallow if you need to. All right, one of those down, 2 more to go. Take a nice deep breath. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. One more of those to go. Shake out those legs. 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway done.